What's going on, it's the Rap Nerd, and I'm back with another off-the-shelf segment. And like I've done this year, this is going to be themed instead of being just one movie. And since we're smack dab in the middle of October, I think it's a great time to present to y'all some Halloween franchises that you may not know about. Because of course everyone knows about Halloween and kind of offshoot films that have gained popularity over the years like Trick or Treat. But I'm here to give you some that you probably didn't know about that you can watch on streaming right now, but they're on my shelf because I collect physical media. So like I do with this segment, I'm going to show you the movie and kind of give my experience with it. I know franchises typically are more than 3, but I'm presenting some that have fewer, but they're such a good watch, and I think that they can really enhance your Halloween season. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So the first set of movies I'm going to present to you, and the reason why I'm presenting it first is because later on in the month, another entry in this franchise will be dropping, and that is Hell House LLC. Now currently there are 4 of these movies, and again the most recent one released in theaters in August, I believe, and it will be hitting Shudder later this month. So I figure what better time to do homework than now. So these movies are found footage horror films, and it's surrounding a place called the Abaddon Hotel that was haunted, but these kids buy it to throw a Halloween haunted house in the month of October. And as you can imagine, paranormal stuff happens and shit just gets crazy. And currently there are 4 movies like in this box set. So once you watch the first one, it's pretty much just timeline and domino effect of where the other ones can go. And I absolutely love this series since I stumbled across it in 2020, and it's become an annual watch for me. Even got my wife into watching them and introduced other people to them as well, and we've had mad fun. These movies are definitely crowd pleasers, especially if you're throwing like a Halloween party. You can't go wrong pulling these out because they will for sure get a lot of reaction from the people that watch them. Love found footage, but the fact that it takes place during Halloween makes it that much better. You know, you have the haunted houses, and a lot of the scenery in which it takes place is in fall. They made sure to shoot it during the fall months, so you really can see the foliage, the leaves, there's, you know, pumpkins, and all of these things that make Halloween what it is. So here we have the box set, and this is from Arrow. I love how that little holographic image is. And this is a hard case set too, you know. And here are the films. So the first set is Hell House right here. This is the original one. And then here you have Hell House 2 and 3. And then here you have Hell House Origins, the Carmichael. This one released last year. And each of those is just Blu-ray. They haven't done a 4K, which I'm pretty sure you wouldn't need to since it's more of a found footage style movie. But if they do, I'll buy that too because I'm such a fan of the series. And Arrow loves to give you behind the scenes to the movie. So this is kind of like a booklet of how they created the films. And even this is a hard box set too. So love this. And this comes with a lot of art cards, as Arrow usually does with all of the movies. Not going to show all of them because I did do an unboxing that's in my shorts that you can watch to get a better look at it. And I also did an unboxing like video in long format. But mainly I'm just presenting these because they're a great set of movies. And for someone to make a box set this good, you know, the movies have to have some sort of appeal. So Hell House LLC, the franchise, definitely give it a watch if you haven't during the season. I don't know if I showed you the back. And this is the back. And for those who are scared of clowns, this movie is not going to do any better to help with that. So just putting it out there. But great collection of movies. You can watch them now on Shudder. And I believe they're also on Amazon and Tubi. A lot of these have been spread across the free website, so you can find them easily, but highly recommend. The next set of movies is a franchise, and I don't think people realize it, so I'm going to bring it up now, and that is All Hallows Eve. Yes, this is a DVD. I don't think there's a special edition version. Hell, I don't even think there's a Blu-ray for this. But being that I love these movies, and they've been ones that I've been watching for a very long time. I think the first one released in like 2013 or something like that. And then the second one was 2015. And right now, I knew you're looking like, is that art? Yes, it is. And that's one of the reasons why I want to present this to you, because this is the kickoff of Art the Clown. And I don't think a lot of people know that at all. So Art the Clown was seen in this movie for the first time. And then that's when you get Terrifier 1 and then this movie is after that. So overall, this is part of the Terrifier universe, and this is where Art got his start from. Both of these are anthology horror films. The first one is pretty low budget, so if you're not really used to watching low budget horror movies, you might not like this one, but I do think it's worth watching just to get the first look at Art, because you can see where it started from and how far it's gone. And then the second one, All Hallows Eve, I think has a much higher production value than I think if you're just a standard watcher, it'll definitely work for you. It looks like it has a bigger budget for sure, but still all under the lower budget. But I just know this is like very low budget, and many people aren't used to seeing that. And like I said, from here, you get Terrifier 1, Terrifier 2, and 3 all started from All Hallows Eve, so I consider it all to be one franchise. And I do have those movies back here, but I feel like everybody knows about Art the Clown. He's made a huge splash in the horror community. Even people who don't know about Art and how gross shit gets. But the infancy of it started all from this one. And this is really a bare bones DVD, nothing too crazy. I hope one day they re-release these two movies in a better physical media state, because they popped everything off, you know what I mean? So that's the back. Then standard, you got the first disc. Then you have the second disc there. And let me say, I haven't looked to see what they've done in recent years, so there may be something that dropped earlier this year or last year that I didn't peep, because I've had this for a minute. So if you've seen something, I stand corrected, but I love these movies and I just got finished watching them a few days ago. So if you haven't seen them, All Hallows Eve 1 and 2, they can be found on Shudder again, and they are on all of the free streaming networks as well. Tubi, Amazon, you got those two, you probably can watch them. So definitely recommend if you are a fan of Art the Clown. This next franchise is 3 movies, and I absolutely love these films as well, watch them every single year, and that is The Houses That October Built. Now I'm showing 2 of these, but there actually is one prior that was a documentary, and it was just the camera crew going around talking to haunted houses about how they work and the employees and why they like doing this. But they took that footage and made it into actual movies, and they kind of spliced inserts from that documentary in here. So the premise of these movies, this crew is going out to find the scariest haunted houses in America. So they're riding all around the country, and to me it's cool because it's like you get to experience the haunted houses with them, because it is shot in found footage format, and that's what makes it feel like you're on a ride with them. In the midst of finding and trying to find these different haunted houses, they end up getting themselves into a space of dealing with people who take it a little too far. So you have the Houses October Built 1 right here, and then the second one. Once you see this one, you know where this one's going to lead. Not going to give any insight up about that, but man, just very fun movies that are sure to also provide a good time if you want to watch these with a group of people. Found footage movies always are fun to watch because you just feel like you're there, and they get the most bang for the buck, especially with Halloween, when people wanting to be scared. It gives you the traditional scare that you could, look for and want, similar to Hell House, except that this is more realistic in a sense. So again, these are just standard DVDs, no bells and whistles here. I haven't seen any updates with the physical media, no special box sets or editions, but I had to have them, and I've watched them since I found them. So 1, 2, and again, if you want to watch the documentary, it's also on Shudder, and both of these are on Shudder, I believe, and the free networks. That's really how I stumbled across these and all of them, just watching Tubi and searching Halloween, and they popped up. So definitely worth to watch if you have not seen them as of yet. Now this last pick are 2 movies, and technically it's not a franchise because it's only 2 films, but I could definitely see later on that these directors and writers could get some money and make a third one because of the way that they even crafted this, and that is The Third Saturday October Part 1 and The Third Saturday in October Part 5. And there's a very interesting thing that goes on with this. So both of these movies are shot to take place back in the past. The first one is quote unquote the first movie in the franchise, and it takes place in the late 70s, while the 5th one is supposed to be the 5th movie in the franchise. So it kind of plays on the idea of slasher franchises and how ridiculous they can get the more sequels you get. So that's why I was like, this is a nice cool play on the idea of what a franchise is. To me, The first one is the best film. I think that it handles itself as an origin story, and I really love the cinematography, how it was shot. Like, it looks like something pulled straight from the late 70s. Did an incredible job. I actually have a full review on my channel for both of these movies, in depth, I'll say. So this movie has to do with a killer who is found guilty for slaughtering a few people, and he gets killed at the beginning of the movie only to return from the dead and seek out revenge in true slasher format. I watched it every year since I stumbled across it in 2022 thanks to a Twitter friend of mine. He put me on game to this, and I think that it does a great job in bringing back that feel of what it was back then. Now fast forward to part 5. This one takes place, I believe, in '94. So it is hella cheesy. It does not take it so seriously at all, and the camp is ramped up as you can imagine a franchise would be by the time you get to the 5th entry, and it still has the killer running around doing his thing. So for me, I think that that premise just works, and both of them take place during Halloween. So you get the foliage, you get the fall energy, especially in the first one. The first one is big fall vibes, and I love it because of that. Without giving too much insight on this, I would just say watch this one first personally, and then go to 5, and it kind of even gives you a speed talk through what they're trying to do and why they did it. So the 3rd Saturday of October, part 1 and 5, definitely give it a watch if you are interested. And I believe this movie is on Shudder and Tubi, and you can get to it if you are feeling the need to watch a new Halloween slasher that you've never seen before. So again, standard DVD. I was hoping that someone may have released some type of special edition just because I love these movies. And if one has released, again, my bad, I didn't know. I just ordered this because it was the only one available. It has both movies. That's the back, and I got this from Amazon. So front. Then again, inside just standard, nothing crazy, but totally worth the watch just from a standpoint of seeing what they did with the cinematography for part 1. So those are some movies right now that you can watch that you may have never heard of that can get you in the Halloween spirit because they take place during Halloween. Let me know in the comments which ones have you seen, and if you haven't seen any, go ahead and watch them and then come back and let me know what you thought of them and which one was your favorite. I love all of them, but my favorites are the Hell House movies, and that's why I presented those first. If you don't watch nothing else, watch Hell House, please. So if you like this kind of content, make sure to like and subscribe, and if you are subscribed, thank you, and until next time, peace.
Rap Nerd Productions, no capping, that's word to mommy. Instead of banking on it, now rapping is just a hobby.